Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hello Dhamma friends, and welcome to Dhamma. In this video, we will be reading the third sutta in the middle discourses of the Buddha, and the third sutta in the middle discourses of the Buddha is Heirs in Dhamma. So a quick summary of the sutta is in Buddhism, the concept of heirs in Dhamma refers those who inherit the teachings and practices of the Buddha rather than material possessions. The Buddha emphasized that true spiritual wealth lies in understanding and living by the Dhamma, which leads to liberation from suffering. So now I will be reading the sutta. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living in Savatthi in Jeta's roof, Ananda Pindika's park. There he addressed the bhikkhus. The bhikkhus thus, "Bhikkhus, Venerable Sir," they replied, "the Blessed One said this, Bhikkhus, be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things." So that right there, it means basically to be heirs in Dhamma, not heirs in material things. So basically you're not just becoming a bhikkhu just for the material things, because when you offer stuff in a dana, so you give material possessions, but the Buddha said that a bhikkhu should join for Dhamma, not for material possessions. So out of compassion for you, I have thought, how shall my disciples be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things? If you are my heirs in material things, not my heirs in Dhamma, you will be reproached thus. The teacher's disciples love as his heirs in material things, not as his heirs in Dhamma. And I will be reproached thus. The teacher's disciples love as his heirs in material things, not as his heirs in Dhamma. If you are my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things, you will not be reproached, as it will be said. The teacher's disciples love as his heirs in Dhamma, not as his heirs in material things. And I will not be reproached, as it will be said. The teacher's disciples love as his heirs in Dhamma, not as his heirs in material things. Therefore, bhikkhus, be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things. Out of compassion for you, I have thought, how shall my disciples be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things? Now, bhikkhus, suppose that I have eaten, refused more food, had my fill, finished, had enough, and had what I needed, had some alms food was left over to be thrown away. Then 2 bhikkhus arrived, hungry and weak, and I told them, Bhikkhus, I have eaten what I needed, but there's this alms food of mine left over to be thrown away. Where there is no greenery, eat it if you like. If you do not eat, then I shall throw it away where there is no greenery, or drop it into the water where there is no life. Then one bhikkhu thought, the Blessed One has eaten what he needed, but there's this alms food of the Blessed One left over to be thrown away. If we do not eat it, the Blessed One will throw it away. But this has been said by the Blessed One, Bhikkhus, be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things. Now, this alms food is one of the material things. So, suppose that instead of eating this alms food, I passed the night and day hungry and weak, and instead of eating the alms food, he passed that night and day hungry and weak. Then the second bhikkhu thought, the Blessed One is Eden, had what he needed. But there's this alms food of the Blessed One to be left over to be thrown away. Suppose that I eat this alms food and pass the day and night neither hungry nor weak. And after eating that alms food, he passes the night and day neither hungry nor weak. Now, although that bhikkhu, by eating the alms food, passed the night and day neither hungry nor weak, yet the first bhikkhu is to be respected and commended by me. Why is that? Because that will for long conduce as fewness of wishes, contentment and effacement, easy support and arousal of energy. Therefore, bhikkhus, be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things. So basically, it's saying not you can go so the Buddha just now said that you can go a couple of days without not a couple, a day or a meal. You don't have to always eat a meal. You can go hungry a bit. So yeah, okay. Therefore, out of compassion for you, I have thought, how shall my disciples be my heirs in Dhamma, not my heirs in material things? That is what the Blessed One said. Having said this, the Sublime One rose from his seat and went into his dwelling. Soon after he had left, the Venerable Sariputta addressed the bhikkhus thus. Friends, bhikkhus, friend, they replied. The Venerable Sariputta said this. Friends, in what way do disciples of the teacher who live secluded not train in seclusion? And in what way do disciples of the teacher who live secluded train in seclusion? Indeed, friend, we would come from far away to learn from the Venerable Sariputta the meaning of this statement. It would be good if the Venerable Sariputta would explain the meaning of this statement. Having heard it from him, the bhikkhus will remember it. Then, friends, listen and attend closely to what I shall say. Yes, friend, the bhikkhus replied. Then Venerable Sariputta said this. Friends, in what way do disciples of the teacher who live secluded not train in seclusion? Here, disciples of the teacher who live secluded do not train in seclusion. They do not abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are luxurious and careless, leaders in backsliding, neglectful of seclusion. In this, the elder bhikkhus are to be blamed for 3 reasons. Of course, it's not going to be all of the elder bhikkhus will be blamed just because they're elder. It's only going to be they're only going to be blamed if they disobey the teacher or something like that. As disciples of the teacher who lives secluded, they do not train in seclusion. They are to be blamed for this first reason. They do not train what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are to be blamed for the second reason. They are luxurious and careless, leaders in backsliding, neglectful of seclusion. They are to be blamed for this third reason. The elder bhikkhus are to be blamed for these 3 reasons. In this, the middle bhikkhus are to be blamed for 3 reasons. As disciples of the teacher who lives secluded, they do not train in seclusion. They are to be blamed for this first reason. They do not abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are to be blamed for this second reason. They are luxurious and careless, leaders in backsliding, neglectful of seclusion. They are to be blamed for this third reason. The middle bhikkhus are to be blamed for these 3 reasons. Of course, it's not gonna be all middle bhikkhus are going to be blamed at all times. It's only if they disobey the teacher or something like that, do something bad. It's not going to be at all times they're going to be blamed. In this, the new bhikkhus are to be blamed for 3 reasons. As disciples of the teacher who lives secluded, they do not train in seclusion. They are to be blamed for this first reason. They do not abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are to be blamed for the second reason. They are luxurious and careless, leaders in backsliding, neglectful of seclusion. They are to be blamed for this third reason. The new bhikkhus are to be blamed for these 3 reasons. So it's basically the same for the middle bhikkhus. It's not like they're always going to be blamed. So yeah. In what way? It is in this way that disciples of the teacher who live secluded do not train in seclusion. In what way, friends, do disciples of the teacher who live secluded train in seclusion? Here, disciples of the teacher who live secluded train in seclusion. They abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are not luxurious and careless. They are keen to avoid backsliding. They are leaders and are leaders in seclusion. In this, the elder bhikkhus are to be commended for 3 reasons. As disciples of the teacher who lives secluded, they train in seclusion. They are to be commended for this first reason. They abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are to be commended for the second reason. They are not luxurious and careless. They are keen to avoid backsliding and are leaders in seclusion. They are to be commended for this third reason. The elder bhikkhus are to be commended for this third reason. So of course, like, it's not going to be like always the elder bhikkhus will be like commended and stuff like that. It's only like if they like follow the teacher and stuff like that. So yeah. So in this, the middle bhikkhus are to be commended for 3 reasons. As disciples of the teacher who live secluded, they train in seclusion. They are to be commended for this first reason. They abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are to be commended for the second reason. They are not luxurious and careless. They are keen to avoid backsliding and are leaders in seclusion. They are to be commended for this third reason. The middle bhikkhus are to be commended for these 3 reasons. So it's basically the same for the elder bhikkhus, the same thing for the middle bhikkhus. They won't be like always commended and stuff. It's only if they like follow the stuff and yeah. In this, the new bhikkhus are to be commended for these 3 reasons. As disciples of the teacher who lives secluded, they train in seclusion. They are to be commended for this first reason. They abandon what the teacher tells them to abandon. They are to be commended for the second reason. They are not luxurious and careless. They are keen to avoid backsliding and are leaders in seclusion. They are to be commended for this third reason. The new bhikkhus are to be commended for these 3 reasons. It is in this way that disciples of the teacher who live secluded train in seclusion. Friends, the evil herein is greed and hate. There's a middle way for abandoning greed and hate. Giving vision, giving knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. And what is that middle way? It is just this noble eightfold path. That is right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is the middle way, giving knowledge, giving vision, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to nibbana. So it's basically like the things. They're basically talking about the eightfold noble way. The evil herein is anger and resentment, contempt and insolence, envy, avarice, deceit, and fraud. There's a middle way for abandoning of vanity and all of this stuff. Vanity and neglect, giving vision, giving knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. And what is that middle way? It is this noble eightfold path. That is right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is the middle way, giving vision, giving knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. That is what the Venerable Sariputta said. The bhikkhus were satisfied and delighted in the Venerable Sariputta's words. So that was the end of the sutta, Heirs in Dhamma. So before I end this video, I would like to give you a quote from the Buddha. So the quote is, peace comes within, do not seek without. So goodbye, Dhamma friends, and see you in the next video. But if you do have any like questions or about this video, like feel free to put comments or any questions and stuff in the comment section below. Bye then, my friends. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.